for this very special panel discussion is experts from the shopping space, and they're running two of the biggest mall chains. And we want to talk to them a little bit about what the kind of roadmap is in terms of the future of retail and shopping, considering that people are coming back to malls, but is shopping really happening out there, and how long will this last? Thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining us today. We have Rajendra Kelkar from Phoenix, and we have Rajneesh Mahajan from InOrbit. We're going to begin with you, Rajendra. To talk to us a little bit about what kind of sentiment you're seeing in the mall space. Are people, coming back in dozens, and are things back to pre-pandemic levels? How was the festive season?
I think in the last couple of months, I think post Navratri, across India, things are looking quite good. The second wave, I think people have forgotten in its entirety. Whether it is shopping or whether it is traveling or you go anywhere. Today only I was reading in some newspaper that, if you want to book a Raffles in Udaipur for 31st, it'll cost you 3 lakh rupees for 2 nights. So that's the rate which was earlier. They also mentioned that, if it was somewhere in mid-December, it would have been 37,000 rupees. To that extent, they have mentioned that. But I think having said that, post Navratri, what you had seen in the previous uptake in the previous financial year post Diwali was only certain categories had picked up. But I think now in the last 2-3 months, all the categories shopping across, whether it is fashion, menswear, whether it is electronics, whether it is gold, whether it is accessories, footwear, F&B, I think everybody, all categories have really, really moved quite way ahead. And in some locations, some malls, we also see they're doing much better than the 2019 numbers.
Right, interesting perspective. Rajneesh, let me bring you in here. What kind of footfalls are you seeing in InOrbit? People coming back, what percentage of this is, if you compare this with pre-pandemic?
I look at 3 different kind of micro markets from our portfolio perspective. So when I look at our Baroda Mall, which is a kind of tier 2, we have seen gradual ramp up of footfall, and during the festive season, we literally touched the pre-pandemic footfall. When I look at Hyderabad, which is largely a cosmopolitan city and a very large IT and ITS population, the office market is driven by them, and the immigration to the city is driven by IT and information based services. I see the footfalls have recovered close to 70%, and one of the reason is most of the offices have still not resumed full work from office. And in our campuses around our mall, we are experiencing 25-30% attendance in offices, and hence the footfall is lesser there. When it comes to Mumbai, the 2 malls that we have in Mumbai, and because of the requirement of double vaccination, we see the footfall is recovered around 50 to 55%. And that's the trend I am experiencing in 3 different micro markets that we are in. But this has no reflection upon the consumption, because consumption is a completely different dimension from the footfall. And this is a new thing that we are experiencing post-pandemic. One of the parameters that we follow internally and track is per person spend. Per person spend used to be sub 1,000. This is close to 1,500, 1,600 rupees per person spend now. We are seeing a growth of 50 to 60% in that. So people are coming less, but when they come, they do a serious shopping, and they're really enjoying being at mall. That's our experience so far.
Right. So we've seen a reduction in window shoppers out there and more serious shoppers coming to malls of late. Rajendra, I want to come to you to talk to you a little bit about luxury shopping versus regular shopping, because I know that Phoenix also has a lot of luxury brands housed within malls. So tell us a little bit of how the diversity is out there. What kind of breakup in shopping are you seeing in luxury brands versus regular brands? What kind of perspective do you have out there?
Luxury brands have fared well and much better than most of the other brands. And this has been the story after the first lockdown also, and this has been the story of the second lockdown also. So luxury brands have actually not seen much of a downtrend. Even during lockdown, we realized that, a lot of different kind of formats of shopping evolved, especially for luxury. And luxury customers embrace that technology and one-on-one visits, one-on-one interactions over videos, over WhatsApp, over whichever methods that a particular customer would prefer, even showing the goods. So luxury perhaps did not suffer so much as compared to the other categories.
I want to ask both of you this question now. With regards to overall brands coming to malls, in the middle we've seen a bit of a blip in terms of brands wanting to open outlets in or establishment of further of expand their offline presence, because online has been a big driver in this pandemic. So what kind of queries are you getting at this point in time? What is the kind of pipeline at both the malls? And I want to begin with you, Rajneesh, to understand what the stands at Inorbit as well.
There are two things that we have experienced. One, after the experience of first lockdown, when people took a backseat and they wanted to wait and watch before they really look at their expansion and capital investment, I think that taught us that the recoveries are going to be faster. And the second reopening post lockdown, we saw the recoveries were really, really very fast. Within the first 6 weeks, we were close to 85-90% of pre-pandemic numbers. And after first lockdown, it took us literally 4 months to come to those kind of numbers. So the ramp up from 4 months versus 6 weeks was very fast. And that encouraged the entire industry. So if you look at today, I think we are opening more stores than we ever opened in past. And one thing which got added is a lot of brands are looking at high street as well in their expansion plan. And it is driven by two things. One, the mall supplies have been restricted or limited in terms of their reach and the amount of malls which are under construction. Pandemic delayed some of these projects by another 2 to 4 quarters, so to say, in terms of their timeline. And the people who wanted to expand, they had no other option than to be on a high street. Second encouraging thing that we have been hearing from all our retail partners, they want 25 to 30% more space. So a brand who was talking about 1,000 square feet store carpet, now talking about 1,300 to 1,400 square feet carpet. They said they all are looking at making their stores more experiential. The product range is higher, and the launch of the designs and season or the line is more frequent. So most of the brands are not looking at bringing fresh designs 3 or 4 times a year. They are looking at 6 to 9 times a year. So hence they need more space and they need more trial rooms. They need more spacing out between their fixtures. So we are seeing more demand. We are seeing more demand for space. So it is compounded effect right now.
Right. Rajendra, what's been your experience out there?
In the first lockdown, a lot of national brands who had a financial muscle actually did a lot of deals at a lower rate. So those, some groups which had real money in their pocket, whether it is in high street or in malls, they really close certain deals at a very low rate. In the second lockdown, they have started paying the market rent once again. There is enough brand strength available for a mall to fill up if there is any vacancy. Good malls, I think, across the country did not have more than 2-3% of vacancies. But the point that Rajneesh is driving is the brands are seeking more spaces, and he gave an example of 1,000 to 1,300. We have brands who have come back to us and said from 1,000 we want to go to 5,000 and 8,000 also. Some category brands, not all, but there are a few categories who are saying now I think our format in good malls is not 1,000 square feet store, it is a 5,000, 8,000 square feet store, because we really want to ensure that we give that quality, the product and the experience and the knowledge base to a consumer from a real experiential store.
Right, interesting perspective out there. I think it's something that we're going to wait and watch out for, because more stores opening in malls is a good sign for consumers out there. And I want to ask you a final question before I let both of you go, Rajneesh, is on the future of shopping in terms of how this space is going to shape up, because we're entering 2022. There is a wave that may perhaps hit India once again, and we're hoping it wouldn't, but of course, I wanted to understand from your perspective, what does 2022 look for you when you look at the whole blueprint for expansion in terms of brands, in terms of sentiment, anything that you can foresee at this point?
Priya, what we are looking at, the present run rate, we are very excited. We expect at least 17 to 20% consumption growth on our properties over pre-pandemic consumption numbers. Now, the two things that worry us, one, the entire input cost has gone up for the retailers, and hence there will be a price increase in most categories. And how will that get accepted by the consumer is something we need to see. And second, definitely the another round of lockdown, whether it will be a shorter disruption, will it be a longer disruption? One needs to see is something that we are not planning for. And I think retailers are not planning for. They're all bullish about the consumption behavior in the coming year. And hence, we will be prepared to ensure that we grow as the markets are indicating to us. We are very excited for next financial year.
Rajendra, do you echo the same sentiments?
In my view, the future looks quite bright because one very important factor we have missed out in this entire discussion why future is very bright for malls. In the last 2 years, quite a few $1 billion have been poured into the retail sector of online. And that investment is not merely meant for expansion online. A lot of it is meant for expansion offline. You will see suddenly array of brands actually wanting to open stores into malls who are currently till now only online. So the online brands are pushing for space in offline in malls, and that is actually bringing a different level of ball game for the current offline and the new offline retailers. So the expansion of the retail brands is going to be much, much higher in the next 2 to 4 years as compared to previous expansions. So it is,
right.
And obviously these new brands will bring in additional consumption, which is for sure my view that, things look much brighter for the malls now.
All right. On that note, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us today on this very special panel discussion. I'm sure we're all looking forward to a bright retail future for consumers like me and the audience listening to us right now. So thanks so much for your time, and thanks so much for being a part of the Daily Dispatch.